so that song shouldn't cause any takedowns.
Well, I'm still gonna keep it lowish, but otherwise,
Yeah.
just in
And
case.
I can throw other songs on it. So
As long as it's
Snake,
not a
tell me
super
when I'm
popular
live.
thing. We've been live for the past few seconds.
Oh my goodness.
Hello, viewers,
For 25
future
seconds.
people, time travelers.
Future.
Today we're going to be speaking
Future
about.
people.
Yeah, well,
The
Are we
young-
talking to the slave caste that is not yet recognized as humans?
definitely.
It got dark.
We're going to be talking about Chill Lounge today, where all we're going to do is actually talk very slow about pretty much nothing. Or we're going to play some goddamn dungeon.
That's a niche actually on Twitch. I forget what it's called, but people talk quietly and play games slowly, and it puts people to sleep.
It's called
Huh?
ASMR.
ASMR, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is
Well,
a.
I don't want your channel to become ASMR.
Well,
So,
maybe it wants to be an ASMR. You never know.
I am an ASMR.
So, to give a brief summary to Dear Alexandra, who for the month of August and September was kidnapped by carnies and movie festivals.
Yay.
So, does anyone want to do a brief summary? Or should I just do it?
You can do it.
We went to a town of actors who were ruled over by a benevolent brass dragon, and we went into the brass dragon's demiplane to kick the ass of his archenemy, a blue dragon.
His captive, actually,
Yeah.
but still an enemy. You're right.
Yeah.
And
You guys
and,
have been busy.
and then we did, and we're still there.
And effectively,
And we humiliated him.
your
We-
character found the dragon's horde while everyone was dealing with the dragon.
Nice.
We convinced the dragon that it would be free, and we just had to walk it out of its hidey hole, and then it left its hidey hole full of hope, and then the actual dragon was still there, so we murdered it. So we were able to crush its hope as well as its body.
It's
and so
clockwork
it's shit.
body.
And I almost exploded.
I was at
Yeah.
1 HP from that explosion.
Oh my god.
It hit 3 of us at the same time.
It's like when you put everyone on the same bird, we're gonna get hit by the same stuff.
Yeah. Eggs in a basket or something like that.
Mhm.
Yes.
Can Snake get 2 smaller birds?
No, one bird, one big bird.
It's
the
gonna
bird-
get even bigger.
Yeah, it's getting bigger in the future. Like maybe
The
a
bird
session
needs
or
to be
two.
big enough that we can be on opposite sides of it, and then, like, if you get hit by big AoE on
Oh
one
no,
side,
the
other side
bird
doesn't
has
get hit.
hit points per body part. It's so big.
Oh god. I'm glad that D&D has never gone that route. Because the one time I gazed into the abyss of that world, twice. One was when I made my own Gundam game. Custom system. I was a fucking nerd. And we also had the most broken stat because we based it off Gundam Seed. Regardless, we also had GURPS Mecha,
Oh, GURPS.
which is GURPS is a stupidly flexible but stupidly contrived and complex system. Regardless, we're doing Pathfinder. So, that is effectively correct. You guys ended up in the vault of Jabadak, the blue dragon. And you found the book of the dragon, the scales of the dragon Emperor, a ritual that would grant the tough scales and energy resistance of a dragon to the ritual's recipient. If you had a scale of that dragon, that kind of dragon. The more powerful the dragon, the better the effects. And only 2 people know this ritual. It is the bird, Akane, and Tiamos.
Oh, I know it because I saw through the
Let's
bird's
go.
eyes.
Yeah, and you know it because you cheated and looked.
Ah,
Bird's eyes.
I'm a cheater.
Yeah, cheater.
Cheater.
Cheater. So,
Cheetah.
low tier. Now, you guys discovered in the Dragon's Vault. I was going to tell you what you guys discovered in the Dragon's Vault. So, let me. I created a note called Wealth Notes. I'm gonna show it to players. If you look in your journal tab, near the very bottom, there should be Wealth Notes.
Oh yeah, it popped up for me.
Yeah, it popped up.
And when you click into it, does it show anything?
Shows
Yes.
look like everything we've done
Yes.
so far.
2,000 gold each from the
Oh, dang.
from Haval, the Three Wise Mountains. Seducer's Bane that you found in the giant's sack when you guys teleported up north. And after the Seducer's Bane is all that you could take from Jabadak's Hoard.
I will copy
So,
this.
also links to each of the items so that you can look at them yourself. So, Glove of Storing is literally one glove. It's Michael Jackson-esque. It allows you to store a light or one-handed weapon in the glove and as a free action. So effectively, instantly, you can hide your weapon in it or bring your weapon out.
Ooh.
Faithful.
Boundary chalk, which is a piece of chalk that is a standard action. You can draw a 5-foot line, 10-foot tall wall of force that lasts for 10 minutes. And you can draw 100 feet worth of walls of force before the chalk runs out. So if you guys need to seal a tunnel, you can. There's a +1 arrow deflecting mithril buckler. So it gives 2 shield bonus, and once per round you can make, if you're attacked by a normal ranged weapon, you can make a reflex save to deflect it.
Ooh.
And anyone can use that because it doesn't cause spell failure.
Oh, even mages. Wow.
Because it's mithril, and it's only a buckler, so it's effectively the smallest shield possible, and you wear it kind of by your elbow.
Ian, that's clearly a bucker.
Yeah?
It's definitely a bucker.
It says Bucker here. This is unambiguous.
Dun, 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 dun.
I can't tell if that's him clicking to fix it.
The bucker buckler. Perfect.
There you go.
It bucks arrows. Whatnot.
Yeah.
And of course, the unfettered shirt, which you can use to give yourself freedom of movement for up to 10 minutes a day.
Okay.
And freedom of movement allows you to not take any penalties from anything that would impede your movement, like paralysis and solid fog and slow and web and grapples. And allows you to attack normally while underwater. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Freedom of movement, however, does not grant water. It's good that the game had to tell you that. Also, a lovely rod for anyone who casts spells. Lesser Rod of Metamagic, persistent. So 3 times per day for a level 1 to 3 spell. They have to save twice against the spell.
Oh, so they use that to add to their level 1 to 3 spell, and the foe has
Yeah,
to save.
it adds the Metamagic Feat persistent spell for free,
That's awesome.
as long as you have the rod in hand.
That's really
That's
good,
really
actually.
cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. So all of these items are in the Horde, and you guys should try to distribute them. I've made these items also generally general, so that you guys can decide amongst yourselves who you want them to go to.
All right. I can make use of all of these items pretty much. So I'm going to. We could do like a almost like initiative, where we all each roll a number, and then whoever gets the highest roll, they pick whatever.
World of
So they pick first.
Warcraft loot table. Go.
Not need
The
versus
only
greed,
person who I
more like
suggest
initiative.
doesn't get an item
I don't get anything.
is Snake.
Yeah.
Because he got his item.
So I volunteer to go last, and then the rest of you just roll for.
So, Alexandra, I see you like coming in only when there's loot instead.
Freedom of movement. Well, I would say the shirt might want to go towards Matt, to be honest. Because he's on the ground and can't go invisible. And if he gets in a tight spot, he might need to
Move.
move, yeah. That's just
Yeah.
the only thing I can think of, really.
And the buckler should probably go to someone with a high reflex save, so it's more likely to be useful.
True.
Someone
a
who's
buckler be
more
used
likely
with two
to be hit
hands?
by what?
Can a buckler be used while using something in two hands?
Yeah,
Okay.
you
'Cause
don't
it
get the
catches-
shield bonus if you're using both of your hands, but you still get the arrow deflection.
Oh, that's pretty
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually thought deep about that.
Yeah.
cool. Our only caster is the Laura.
Yes.
Our only full caster is the Laura. Anyway.
Oh, I'm full caster as well. Technically.
Oh, you are full. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
He just pretends he isn't, except he's now told everyone.
He just has a lot of. Yes, that also happened. Everyone knows the secret.
Everyone knows that minigame is over. I have failed.
Yes. No, okay. If it were not for your character, it probably would have gone on a lot longer. But the
Yeah.
prince has to do it himself, or else lose faith. And that's something that will never happen. The prince is always right. He makes sure of it. What was I saying?
Also, gloves of storing don't need to be a weapon. It can also be things like wands, scrolls,
mhm.
whatnot.
So,
It's
yeah.
just an item, a one-handed item.
Like I said, all of these items are good for me, so the rest of you can decide, and I can pick up anything, and it'll be all I need.
I think I'll take the shirt. Because,
Okay.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
freedom of movement would be good.
Okay. So,
I'm keeping a second ledger of this, by the way, Ian.
Just in case.
okay. And the unfettered shirt has gone to Tiamos. Okay. I know, but the rest needs to be decided.
People with high reflex save, that would be Alexandra and Lauren.
Do I have a
And
high reflex save?
You should.
Oh,
What's your class again?
Magus.
yes.
Oh.
She's using her charisma for pretty much it.
Never mind then. Not so much the high
Yeah.
reflex.
You don't. No. No. +7.
The prince has plus 11.
And
Charisma.
I know Alexandra has probably something like plus 14.
Oops, sorry.
That's okay.
She's Cereman, right? Oh, she has a plus 17. So,
Hello?
yeah. Oh, yeah, you do.
Heard?
Am I...
I'm actually thinking that I need to create a handout, quote unquote, that just has the Google Sheet link.
list, yeah.
to-
Can you
Shack.
hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes.
Okay.
Only visible to the GM. So, actually, if you guys have Google character sheets, which I
Most-
think all of you
Most
do,
of us do, anyway.
if you could resend that link to me in some kind of private message, be it Facebook or message on Discord or what have you, so I can then just have a nice list. Because I've kind of been doing a haphazard list. Okay. Fantastic. So Orin.
So I think she would benefit most from the buckler.
Okay. So, Saruman now has
The bucker.
the bucker.
Yay.
Da-da. Yeah, you do actually have plus 17 reflex. Yeah. Forgotten how done that.
So you have to roll a 4 or higher to get a free deflection. That's pretty great.
Okay. Well,
If you aren't to.
my ability to roll has never been awesome.
So then it's Lauren and Frosty and
Mhm.
Chelsea.
Hmm.
And there are 3 things left. How about that?
Yeah.
It's almost like I designed it.
Wow.
Checkmate, atheist.
Grand design.
Yep. The DM is real.
Confirmed.
So, the only people left are all the people who can use the lesser meta magic rod of resistant spell.
I mean, it would
Yes,
be
with Frosty,
for all of us.
you can- yeah, all of us.
like
You
all,
could
all
just
of my
pass it
spells
between
are
the 3 of you.
pretty much all my spells don't work unless like they're save or do nothing, whereas other people have save or take half. But
True.
other people probably don't have as much of a use for the glove as I do. So, like my character
Glove
is
can
all
also eventually hold things like rods and
yeah.
other.
No. The rod or the glove fits the prince's aesthetic of just
One-handed glove, pseudo Michael Jackson.
Does it matter?
that, and also just popping something into existence like a spear whenever he needs it. It's just too cool looking.
I think the glove actually might be better for you versus, at least for Chelsea's sake. She doesn't have a melee weapon, so the glove
Yeah,
is
no,
useless
that's what I
for
mean.
her.
Yeah.
It doesn't only have to be weapons, but okay, the glove shall go.
I shall
Unless-
take the glove.
Of course, our dear Magus can also use the glove because she has one weapon.
I do. I was thinking about the chalk actually.
Okay,
Mhm.
then go for it. Especially because you can just teleport somewhere and then draw a wall of force.
Make a box. I boxed myself. Checkmate.
There is a bardic masterpiece that allows you to mime a wall, and it is actually real.
Oh.
That's funny.
And effectively, you and your teammates can all just fail the save willingly and use it as like a bridge to get across
Oh
something.
my god.
But everyone else has to make a will save, or else if they fail the will save, it's real for them. But if they fail, it's not.
Or if they succeed,
No,
it's
if
not
they
real, so
succeed,
fall.
it's not. And if you stop miming, the wall ceases to exist.
The mime barb. Awesome.
It's actually a surprisingly high level masterpiece. But so this is Shakti. And Glove is storing our Ruha. And Persistent Spell will go to Lalara. So, a list has been created. Also, all of you, in addition to this awesome item, get about 10,000 gold each.
Woo!
And this
Yay.
gold is in various forms, like a few gemstones or platinum pieces with a few gold, copper, and silver thrown in. Stuff that's easily convertible into cash. So no famous paintings or stuff like that.
Well, that's nice.
So, Jabadak is strangely silent as you go through the entirety of his horde. But you're pretty sure that's because his soul just took a great beating by trying to possess a clockwork dragon and then being so forcefully shunted back into his prison dimension. You know that there's kobolds fleeing back, but you also unfroze the scorpion at the gate. So it's probably killing a bunch of the kobolds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, I don't know if you guys actually killed Jabu and Jab.
They ran
I
away.
don't think you did. Oh, they ran away.
They
Yeah, they
ran
ran
back
away.
towards the scorpion, so they might be fighting the scorpion.
Okay. Just because Jabu and Jab are two of my most brilliant creations.
I don't know. The good cop, bad cop kobolds were great as well. Even if one of them was not willingly a good kobold.
And we're currently in the nest, so we probably need to get out of here pretty quick after we store everything on the bird.
Yeah.
Just pour the gold into the various meat-soaked pockets.
I hope you don't mind your platinum piece smelling like mammoth meat. We're all gonna smell like mammoth meat in the end.
Do we have anything else to do here, or are we good?
Oh, sorry.
Team.
I'm good.
We'll go talk to the dragon on the way out, and maybe he'll lend us one of the scales that was taken off of him in the battle.
That's actually a
That's
fair
a good
point.
idea.
That
Yeah.
clockwork thing took a big bite out of him.
Yep, a big bite and then exploded at him.
As we leave, I make sure to loudly talk about how I'm going to spread the story of how useless Jabadak is at this point in his life.
You hear the angry grumblings of kobolds, and over briefly over the over the PA system, you hear two people. We don't know exactly who you are, and then the other voice goes in. But we're gonna find you, and we're gonna make you pay, says Jabu and Jabu.
Oh no, kobolds. Alright, let's fly back and talk to Kildaldrix.
Yeah.
Okay. It's time for a big lore dump.
Oh
Yay.
no.
Yeah. It's almost like you guys
man.
have been asking for story. So, you fly back through the gate. The scorpion seems like it's exhausted itself. Dozens of kobold corpses are around it, soaking into the blood, into the sand. The scorpion seems to be reburying itself, and it sees you, and it just is too tired to attack. You guys fly past it. Where? Don't tell me. Oh, I archived it. Did I?
That scorpion doesn't have anything valuable in it. You don't think?
It's a scorpion.
Alright. Gotta use all the parts of the monsters, you know.
You guys can briefly ignore one of these things. Oh yeah, Alexandra, this was the fantastic room I created.
Oh wow.
It had a
like
disco
that.
floor. It had fantastic places. But this was the Dragon Battle.
What?
Because they let the Clockwork Dragon out, and Cadalatrix went with your guys' trick and trap, and at the center, it appeared like Jimmy was bound in chains, but really it was I, Cadalatrix, who then broke the illusion, turned into his big draconic self, and proceeded to, with the help of you guys, beat the shit out of Jabadak's Clockwork Dragon. So, there were a bunch of kobolds. There was like a storm, Jabu and Jabu. And you still don't know where Jimmy is.
No, not Jimmy.
It's probably outside.
Jimmy will be fine. We left him in good hands.
So,
Which I mean, I left him in Mozg's hands, as Mozg's returned him to someone else's hands. Sure, he was responsible.
Cadalatrix is currently, all the pillows and the rug has been repaired. As if by magic. Because it was repaired by magic. Sitting like an incredibly proud cat, curled up upon itself, but sticking its head out proudly, is the brass dragon, Cadalatrix. Its head turns towards you guys as you swoop into the room, and it kind of pats the pillows near it for you guys to sit down. It seems like the cobalt gore and blood and the giant gouges from its famed breath weapon only exist outside of the carpeted area. As it pats the pillows, it says, "Please sit. Ha ha! Good adventurers, friends. We have had a great battle. I think you deserve some rest."
It would be our
And
pleasure.
I, Cadalatrix, would be a terrible host if I didn't offer you some refreshments.
Oh boy.
So he does the whole he brings up his 2 4-claws and does like the clap on, clap off kind of light clap. It sounds massive because his giant meaty hands hit, and a banquet table appears before, with various incredibly nice smelling meats and fruits and wine. And he says, "Don't worry, these aren't illusion. They are magical, though."
Well, okay then.
People, if they want to, can roll spellcraft.
Sure.
Why
Why
not?
not?
Who's gonna stop me? Except for my own rolls.
I don't think I have spellcraft. Nope.
Wow, that was a good roll, actually.
Beat my roll.
Okay, Frosty, you're
Mhm.
the only one who knows what this spell is. It's the Hero's Feast spell, which literally creates the tables, chairs, service, food, and drink. The feast takes an hour to consume. Every creature, the benefits do not set in until the hour is over. So every creature partaking in the feast is cure of all sickness and nausea. It neutralizes poisons and disease, and you get temporary hit points equal to 1d8 plus 10.
Oh.
Okay.
Yay!
And it gives you a small bonus to attack rolls and will saves for the next 12 hours.
What level spell was that?
Level 6.
That's an expensive
It's-
spell for just some food.
I mean, this is some pretty good food.
It's like healing soul food, man.
It is. Some of it is actually deep fried.
Oh,
Yeah.
And Cadalatrix actually turns into it's actually a bit strange seeing him turn into the most noble version of Jimmy you have ever imagined. He it's like if there was perfection and it had to choose the form of Jimmy, Cadalatrix is currently showing it. Let me actually get a piece table out.
he's like possessing Jimmy.
I think Jimmy's just the only person he's seen up close for a long time, so it's just his only basis. Well, no, actually, he goes into town every day.
Yeah, he
so-
sees beautiful people like every day.
Yeah. Maybe he's just
This guy lives in Hollywood.
Yeah, pretty,
pretty much, yeah. Just northern, constant winter Hollywood.
Javadex sits at one of the heads of the table because, fuck you. That's what he does.
Oh, there I am.
If you guys currently don't exist, let me know.
I don't exist.
Yes. You were looting the dragon horde while this was happening.
Well, that
You should exist now. Oh, no. Okay. I have to go to a different tab and collect you then.
Oh, and my bird eats too.
Ah, you
My-
have a familiar, right?
Yeah.
What
Well,
type of bird?
It's a crow.
Okay. There.
Yay.
Okay, wait, can I store my spear in the Glove of Storing? Because it is a light weapon, but it's also a two-handed weapon.
I'm gonna say you can. Because it's
Hooray. And you can
So
jump
you
much
guys, of course, Prince Ruha chooses the other end of the table.
I was waiting for that. Yeah.
But
well, upside down.
but effectively, the not Jimmy, Cadalatrix, just smiles and starts eating. He says, "Oh, you're gonna have to tell me your version of events as you went in.
It's your
Also,
version of
thank you
events.
for not killing the scorpion. It's a nice little touch. It's kind of hard to import scorpions of that size into the north.
Well, that's really impressive.
Thank you. I aim to impress."
You've yet to fall short.
Ooh, you know just how to flatter. Dude, you guys can just say, give him a version of events. You don't actually have to
I'm
recap.
sure Ruha would love to talk about what happened.
Yes, I can come
So-
up with a very heroic version of what happened, but
A roll bluff check.
it's a bluff, but it's just slightly more
Yeah,
heroic.
it's slight. You're
there's
just
no lies here.
you're
It's
exaggerating.
a bit of an embellishment of the details.
My
Maz-
character kind of like squints at yours like every time like something's embellished. Like, oh, don't lie to
Let's
this
do
man.
some GM roll.
That's Mazgus watching him very carefully to spot for the little ticks people naturally do when they lie.
Oh, you're gonna get better at seeing my lies.
Yes.
Okay.
He knows you're a liar. He's got
I
to
mean-
find out what makes you tick.
You just saw me convince a blue dragon that his mortal enemy was dead and that he could flaunt right or skip right through the gates. And
Cadalatrix does an almost a patronizing smile and nods like, mm-hmm. he's providing a great audience, but you see in his eyes that he just knows you're embellishing.
1,000 wyverns. I mean, 30 wyverns.
And eventually, Cadalstrix goes, "Well, you're the first mortals to actually brave the tomb and actually look at the book since I imprisoned Jabadak. It's been a long time since anyone has been crazy enough to actually want the armor of the dragon."
Can you tell us any more about it? I'm sure there's some dire consequence to the power it gives. But...
Oh yes. The dire consequence comes from the over-completion, I might call it, of the ritual. Because you see, he rummages through a bag and pulls out a glittering brass scale, probably the size of a shield, like a heavy shield, and lays it down on the table. I guess you guys could roll Knowledge Arcana.
Okay.
It's not a hard check.
But our rolls.
The prince is not very good at magic.
I am the worst bard ever.
Again.
Snake. That is one of that looks like a scale from our dear Cadalatrix as he lays it onto the table. Says, when you do the ritual of scales, it changes some of your skin into something like my beauteous dragon skin. It gives you a little, if you took it, let's say, from this here scale, he points towards the table, it would give you some greater defense, and fire wouldn't bother you as much, especially if it came from such a powerful being as myself. But if you start taking scales from small dragons, its power is much weaker. And if you start trying to take scales from a lot of different types of dragons, you end up a draconic abomination. Because you aren't supposed, especially if you mix chromatic and metallic and imperial dragon scales. Oh my goodness. We had to put down the last... Oh,
What's an imperial dragon? I don't.
Knowledge Arcana.
Okay, let's do it. Yes. Frosty and Tiamos generally know that Imperial dragons are wingless dragons, but they can still fly. Oh,
For meta-wise,
wiggly.
they are like Chinese dragons.
Okay.
And they usually have more of a type of part of the landscape where they rule, like forest, sea, sky, underworld. More like underground. Like that kind of thing.
And so that'll be the kind of dragon on the band or Empire's flag. That's sort of
Yes.
their
That
shtick.
would be the type of dragon. The last person who tried to do that was okay, I need to actually look at his exact name. Because of course. Shensang Long, the actual Dragon Emperor. And he did it to as many dragons as he could, with as many different types. And he became... your history book says he became arrogant and was overthrown by a peasant rebellion. He actually just pissed off Dragonkind enough that came down on him. If you kill enough wormlings, Doesn't really matter the kind. Dragons don't like that. Godaltrix takes another swig of wine. So yes, so try not to mix and match the scales ritual on one thing too much. Also, if you use the scales ritual, you'll start kind of having an aura of similar to the dragon that it's donated from.
Ooh. So we would need to
So
kill a good dragon to get a good aura?
He looks specifically you dead in the eye. And he goes, "Why, yes, dear prince. You would come off to most magical detection as a good dragon."
That seems opposite the way you would want it to work.
Well,
If you're going around killing good dragons, you should be markedly evil, no?
Yes. However, is different auras from scales given willingly and scales taken.
Ah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I haven't seen a taken scale in approximately 1,450 years. Because that's when the Dragon Emperor was around. We haven't really let the book wander around, as you imagine. It's a bit dangerous.
I can imagine.
However, you proved worthy. Fantastic. You have that knowledge. Now that you have that knowledge, it looks at all of you. I think I haven't been telling you all the whole truth. It says. Oh, the ritual works as I say. As I said, it's working. That's not it. Do any of you know who the 4 pillars are? All of you can roll knowledge history, or knowledge arcana,
Princes.
or knowledge nobility.
Gonna roll
Whatever's
my
your
knowledge
highest.
engineering and look around to see if there are 4 pillars in this particular room.
Oh God, you
I
can't see
cannot
shit.
find any pillars.
You forgot what a pillar was.
Oh, why do my rolls suck today?
The 4
That's okay.
pillars.
We're getting all of the.
You've got a lot more than 4 pillars here, I see. Gestures to the pile of pillows.
The Godaltrix just laughs. He just starts full of. Oh wait, you're serious. Okay, so Alexandra, you are the only one that rolled high enough to actually understand what a dragon like this might be talking about. When he's talking about 4 pillars, he isn't talking about some religious tenets or anything like that. He's talking about an obscure fact that you only know this because several noble lines claim to be descended from one of the pillars. And the 4 pillars is a group of dragons that in mythical times made a pact with Ramal Bey, the first Bey emperor, to supposedly support his rule and establish his dominion over the land. You think it's referring... Sometimes people thought it was referring to 4 families, like 4 noble families, but it could also be referring to 4 dragons. Don't exactly know. That's about what your knowledge is. Everyone else at the table is just a bit confused. Are you speaking, Alexander? Because we can't hear you. Oh, you're muted. That'd explain it. Ah, I guess you're...
Oh no.
Ah, okay. So, please, type. Do you share your information, or do you just kind of look dumbfounded like the rest of them and wait for Cadalatrix to explain? Okay, you share. And Cadalatrix looks pleased. Says, I thought that we were out of the memory of most people. Yes. I am one of the 4 pillars. Only someone as brave, intelligent, handsome, etc. as myself could be one of the 4 pillars. The 4 pillars are dragons. Each a very old dragon. That each has a very specific role in keeping the Bay Empire stable from outside threats. We don't really care who's ruling as long as the Empire exists, and we get a small percentage of the yearly tax tithe as for our continued existence. And I am warden of the. I am the herald. I also make sure that there's nothing creeping from beyond the mountains of Kran to come in. That's why a desert dragon in the north, because fire is usually useful against creatures from the icy wastes beyond. There are 3 others. I can describe them a bit later, but each one of them is a powerful dragon. And I'm sure that if you do a few tasks, each one will be willing to donate a scale for the ritual.
How many scales do you need for a ritual? Just one?
Oh, just one.
Oh.
But the power of the ritual depends on if it's willingly given or it's taken. I willingly give you this one scale for the brilliant entertainment you've given me.
Does one scale work for multiple people?
Oh, just one person.
Ah.
Is it more powerful to be given or taken?
Given. It looks you dead in the eye. It says given.
Well, I was thinking...
You, knowing from the ritual, the ritual doesn't specify, but you know that taken, you'd likely have to do extra parts of the ritual to extract more use out of it. Whereas given is easy.
Well, I was thinking, you've kept Jabadak in his soul in this hole for quite some time, but at one point you had to kill him. So his body must be somewhere.
Oh, to prevent someone from resurrecting the old bastard, I disintegrated his body.
Ah, that's a shame.
And then spread the dust/ash through the deserts of Ruha. For someone as powerful as Jabadak, removing the physical body does prevent most forms of resurrection. And you have to be extra sure sometimes.
Of course.
Of course. But I would suggest them, the only part of the ritual that currently the 4 pillars hold is the book that you just read.
The other books are unknown then?
Oh, we vaguely know where they are, but each one of us has been more focused on our task than worrying about getting the different books. The scales is the most abusable ritual, which is why we tracked that one down. The others are...
Oh, the other
less
rituals
obviously
don't require
kids.
scales.
Oh, the others don't require scales. They
Ah.
require different things.
Interesting.
Interesting. What's the dragon of the west look like? Or what are they?
So, show to everyone. There, you should now see in your journal
The four pillars.
It pops
the
up.
4 pillars. I also am going to, I'm also going to put their directions. As I remember. East and east. Woo. Okay. So the 4 pillars. We have Cadalatrix the Herald, Navivaka the Anvil, Yazadul the Twilight Keeper, and Ayukin the Dawn Call.
And what
Some
types of
day-night
dragons?
cycle. In the name here.
Oh, well, what did he say, Frosty?
Oh, the Dawn Caller in the east and the Twilight Keeper in the west. I like that.
Oh, thank you. I did put some thought into that. Now, which one were you going to ask about?
Oh, the west. He has a duel.
Oh,
with the
Yazadul, the Twilight Keeper. Oh, he's an umbral dragon. He roams the depths of the underworld, and the battlefields of the Empire. He's west, but that's just because there happens to be more battles west. He hunts down undead, and he feasts on them.
That seems like a bad diet.
Oh, umbral dragons live off of the undead.
Oh, well, then never mind.
And the living as well, but by the pact, he is forced to mainly dine on the undead. He is cruel, but he's reined in by the pact. And he's been operating for about 450 years as he's a monster that whose preferred prey is other monsters. Dangerous and honestly kind of gross. So is that a knowledge arcana? Oh, no one. You guys can look up later what an umbral dragon is.
Yeah, we'll do research.
The other 2, I imagine you want to ask
Sure.
about as well. Which
Yeah.
one first?
I guess. What's up in the east? It's in the opposite side.
Ah, okay. Ayunkin the Dawn Caller. Well, she is the most powerful of the pillars. She lives on an island somewhere. Not even I can find it. She was the last original pact maker. She doesn't spend much time on mortal matters. She looks for threats beyond and from below, seeking the true terrible world-destroying threats that, well, threatened everything, he says, like it's the most obvious thing in the world. She has sight beyond sight, but loses herself in the big picture. One day, if she can just take a few moments, maybe a few years, and just enjoy the little things of life, like gossip and drama and good music and good wine, it fucking just knocks back another goblet.
You should offer to switch with her.
Oh, hell no. I am perfectly content in dealing with the mortal court. I'm the only pillar that really deals with the mortal court. I'm the only one with a title. All the other ones have kind of, for their duties, have kept themselves less publicly visible. Yukon is also a sovereign dragon, one of the imperial types. Very much worried about harmonic balance and making sure that good and evil and Kala and chaos are all put into perfect order in our little kingdom. She's very dedicated, since she also dislikes jokes and has no sense of humor. But at least a bit more of a sense of humor than Nivaka. She couldn't understand humor if it stood in front of her and pissed on her.
And what's her story?
Oh, she's a silver dragon, anvil of civilization. She's created an order of paladins, clerics, do-gooders who go around defending civilization from destabilizing forces from the wilds within the empire. Also defending a few temples here and there. She's glorious. She's a glorious defender of the weak, with an adamantine rod stuck so far up her ass it colors her scales.
You're a fan.
Oh, she just doesn't understand sometimes that you can let mortals kind of do mortals things and still be good. She wants to fundamentally change what mortals are to become more paragons of virtue. It's like she's trying to bring a bit of heaven onto earth, and all she can do it with is a giant fucking rod.
Sounds like she's trying to do my job for me.
He smiles and he says, "You've likely encountered some of her agents. If their self-righteousness is only outweighed by their desire to do good, then you've probably met a few."
Mozgus
I'm
nods.
sure I have.
Mozgus nods and adds, yes, they tend to hold back.
Well, the Order of the Anvil is most active in the south, where, of course, their patron is. But I'm sure a few of them are lingering around the court, even if they don't show that they're part of the Order of the Anvil. She understands some subtlety, at least.
Do you have any idea what the other three pillars might ask of us in order to
Well,
willingly continue?
Nivaka will likely have you help her with various problems around the jungles of Rizith or islands of Yangdapur. Likely helping secure a dangerous artifact. Maybe recover a lost one. I think there's a pearl or something lost down there. Or she might have you help her just wipe off of the face of our dear nation some upstart gnoll or orc or goblin tribe. She really dislikes those.
Both sound fun.
Yazadul. He spits one. He'll think of something, and it likely won't be nice. And if you can ever get an audience with a Yunkin, she'll likely have you... You'll likely never meet her in person. You'll meet her through one of her emissaries. And she'll likely have you deal with some problem in the depths of the ocean. Who knows? There are so many threats she's countering, I don't know where she would even start.
Always a bigger fish and some such nonsense.
Yes, and there's a lot of bad things below the ocean surface. I'm not just saying this because I'm a desert dragon. I'm saying this because the ocean's big and doesn't have that much civilization. Merfolk plays just are mostly screaming and aren't particularly pleasant. And Kuatoa plays are mostly just BDSM shows. I don't quite understand
Okay.
this aquatic culture.
Avant-garde.
And I just can't help but feel that it is wasted upon civilization is wasted upon these underwater races.
Oh yes, it's so postmodern.
You must meta-wise, you must understand this guy is a complete theater snob. Like, he definitely judges regions by what music, plays, and dramas come out. Yazadul, he'll probably want you to find something underground or kill some undead-esque being of power. Or just gather up a bunch of undead and feed it to him. How creepy.
It's hard to gather undead, but
Oh, well, you just stuff them in a extra-dimensional space.
oh,
They don't need to breathe.
fair. Suppose we could get a big cage and just put them all in it and use the bird, use a Akane to
Yeah.
lift them all up, and
You just need to make sure that no animated hands fall through the cage. You don't want some poor villagers somewhere getting smacked on the head by an undead zombie hand.
fair.
They have enough problems in their life without being pitched at by zombies. You must understand, I'm also a defender of the people. My people just happen to be. Seeing the lack of response, he just goes on. But yes, the one that's more likely to actually give you a task is Navika or Yazadul. I can send them a little message saying that I can send any of them a small message saying that you would like to meet them.
Oh, we would definitely appreciate an introduction from you.
Yes, it will actually allow you to get to most of them. Maybe even a Yukon, if you guys promise a big enough task. All of you are pretty high up in the court. He starts looking. He just names each of your court titles, and says, "Yes, you're in a rather unique position of being free enough to wander around the Empire, powerful enough that any of the local guards, magistrates, governors are just going to let you do your business, or else risk the wrath of the court."
For now.
For now. Yes, if you go back to the Empire, it's closing in on the Emperor's youngest birthday. They'll become 3, and the Emperor is preparing a gladiatorial tournament.
Oh, I'm surprised we
The
didn't hear
Emperor
about
has
this.
also declared war on the ocean recently, and
Excuse me, on the ocean?
Yes, he has sent an Imperial Legion to stab the waters and also reclaim land from the greedy ocean, as the official decree pronounces the ocean.
This is getting bad.
And
Wow.
Maybe the Prince of the Ocean will betray their brother and he'll win that war just like he won the war against Ruha.
he smiles and all the dragon says about that is, it's not there's not really much to win over, is there? But I digress. Ruha's a lovely place.
It's the greatest.
He's also started likely building. He's building the land further deeper in. He's creating docks. He's using terraforming magic to create less ocean.
Huh. Well, I mean,
He's gaining land every day, he says. The front lines advance. The Emperor truly is bonkers. But yes, I give, in summary, I give you these scales. This scale. He clicks his hand on it
Well, thank you.
to use on whomever you decide. Just also know that whoever gets this scale is likely going to be slightly better at the performing arts. Or crafting. Because I'm fantastic at it.
We are bidding adieu. Where is Jimmy?
Oh, yes. He points towards a pillow. That's Jimmy.
You're sure?
Is he under the
I
pillow?
remember him.
He walks over to the pillow, picks up what's seemingly a random pillow from the sea of pillows, and places it on an empty part of the feast table. Says, "Give it 10 minutes. Jimmy will reappear."
I like him better this way.
No need to be mean.
I mean, it is nicer to look at, to be honest. 8 charisma.
I like how the entire conversation we just had came from the mouth of the Jimmy lookalike.
Yeah, but the perfect Jimmy.
A well-groomed Jimmy at that, but still Jimmy.
The dragon seems to be finding some delight in it. Yes. One thing that you'll find, meta-wise, did you actually tell the dragon about the Phoenix Cult?
I don't know that we did.
I don't think you did.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did.
Didn't he tell us about the dance of the Phoenix? Oh, wait, no.
Oh no, that was the town.
Right.
And he said, I did notice in the town you got them to perform the flight of the Phoenix Queen.
Oh, before we went in, I told him that when we came back, I wanted to talk to him about the Phoenix Queen.
Yes. So he said, you had a question about the Phoenix Queen. And
Yes.
I know of your interest of it because you asked the performers to do a rather fantastic improvisation of the performance.
Mhm.
I remember how to do that dance. Haven't done it though since I've become a pit. Go on. I'm just ruminating.
We have. Does anybody have any specific questions about the Phoenix Queen that they want to ask?
It's been a
'Cause I
while.
didn't. Yeah.
Have you heard any gossip about the latest of their antics? I've heard that they're back.
So you actually know of their existence, that they actually are real and not just something in a play.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that changes things a bit.
We got that part from a lovely librarian at the bottom of the cave.
Yes, the one you
Bell
told you the location of my dear dragon book.
Mm-hmm.
He smiles. I will have to give her a talk about releasing that information. But it led you to me, so I'll be. You must understand that there are multiple forces that are working against the Phoenix Cult, because the Phoenix Cult is one of the more insidious things that plague the Empire. Because the Phoenix is actually a divine being that the gods have been trying to get rid of for a very long time. But it doesn't die as part of its shtick, he says. It's very hard to keep it down. And it keeps on creating cultists, undying cultists who do its bidding. a pact, he sort of says the four pillars, have had our dealings against the Phoenix Cult before. They haven't been that active in the past 300 years. At least not public. But whenever I see someone who mysteriously died to a house burning, or someone who died with a brand, various fire-related accident assassinations, we investigate. Make sure that it isn't the Phoenix Cult rising again. I even hear that underneath the Wise Mountains of Afal, there are some chambers of exploding men. Rumors from 400 years ago.
Huh.
Evidently not exploding hard enough to actually get out of their chambers. Who knows if it's actually real. I know that if you want to talk to someone who very much dislikes them, Navaka is the most active against the Phoenix Cult.
That makes sense.
Being a defender of civilization and also not immune to fire, she happens to be rather concerned about it.
Understandable.
As for the Phoenix Queen herself, that is ancient history by even my standard. When I was young, the Phoenix Cult was old. If you wanted to talk with someone who actually knows about the true origins of it, even something I don't really know, likely only the four pillars leader, a youngkin, would be able to tell. Because the Phoenix also happens to be a divine figure, so a youngkin might actually be looking at it for it. Generally, she might actually give it in, is what I'm saying.
Mm.
So maybe if we want to get her attention, lead with that.
Yes, but just don't say you're part of the Phoenix Cult. She might just crush you.
Yeah.
I mean, all of you look very strong, he says. But a youngkin will just crush you. She could crush me. You know, she'd even be using my favorite part, sound. It's ridiculous. Regardless, which of the other pillars would you want to contact, or do you just want more of my skills? Because I'm willing to give some work or two.
It's up to you guys.
At this point, we need to be collecting relics more than scales.
Both are useful.
Yeah.
If we can do two at the same time, for example, a pearl and a scale.
Oh, don't mind that empire map.
Kind of do a bunch of things at the same time to save time.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So in the jungles of Rizith, there is part of the regalia of the Phoenix Queen. On the islands of Yangtapur, there is the Pearl of Balance. Between the islands of Yangtapur and the jungles of Rizith, there is the vestments of Talmud.
Oh yeah.
Deep buried in the ocean is the Pearl of Luck. Oh yeah, and to reflect the island and the island reclamation efforts of the Emperor, I'm adding docks. Oh, no.
I bet she'd be happy if we helped her with the regalia of the Phoenix Queen and brought that to her. And then we'd have... We don't need to keep it with us, we just need to keep it under wraps. And keeping it with a pillar is probably the safest place it can be.
Yeah, if we couldn't find a way to destroy it ourselves.
Right.
Speaking of which,
And then she might give us a scale for the effort.
that's true.
Yep. I mean, we know this piece of the regalia is well known where it is, in fact.
Hmm.
Or we know at least the temple in the jungle, which should not be too hard to find. You can drop in there, surprise her with a brand new piece of Phoenix Queen stuff.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
So the question I have is, are you just going to say, hey, so which dragon do you want him to give you the heads up for?
Nivaka? The silver
Okay,
one?
so Nivaka
Yeah.
in the set.
And I think the silver scale would be quite good for us as well.
Hmm.
Okay, so I just updated the goal.
How long does the scale ritual take anyway?
Oh, it can be done in a day.
Oh, okay. That's not bad. Who here actually wants to become part dragon?
Not me.
Not I.
So, mechanics. Let me actually break it down.
Yeah.
What the scale will actually do is it will give you 1 natural armor per 2 age categories of the dragon you get it from. So Great Worm, aka Cadalatrix, gives you 6 natural armor as an enchantment bonus. It will also give you 2 energy resist of a certain type, depending on the dragon, per age category. So in this case, it will give 12 fire resistance. It'll also give a +1 unnamed bonus, untyped bonus to various small crafting skills and various specific performance skills, because you're taking it from the artist extraordinary. You'll also come off as chaotic good to most alignment searching spells.
Well. Hmm.
Because otherwise you can give it to the bird. But,
Chelsea is listening in. She wants to know if there's an ice dragon she can become.
Silver Dragon has a cold breath weapon.
Ah, there you go.
If you get the scale from the Silver Dragon, that would make you close. That's the closest to an ice dragon you're gonna get. Without doing a white dragon, white dragons are definitely. Just letting you know.
I would be willing to at least take the Cadalatrix's scale.
Yeah, I figured it would either be yourself or Akane, but I feel like you need the armor right now,
Yeah.
meta-wise. You also need better armor. Spend that money on armor.
I will. I'll try.
Get swole.
So much armor class.
So, is everyone good with this? Because this is a kind of like a one.
A big choice. A big decision.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. I don't think we have anything better to do. I don't know. We haven't been gone that long from the capital. I don't know if we need to go back and check on our people.
You guys also have a bunch of money, so you can either spend it or craft it at the capital.
Ah, that's true. Maybe we should go back and gear up, rest up, and then head out as soon as we can.
Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea.
I vote that.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay.
Maybe there's an event waiting for us at the capital, like a
Mhm.
tutorial event. I don't know if Ian, you've actually planned that today.
I created the arena, but I didn't know how long you guys were gonna want to take on the talking with Cadalatrix, and also deciding what you want to buy/build with all that gold I just literally shoved at your face.
Has Jimmy turned back yet? I just want to make sure we don't take the wrong
as you
pillar.
guys are discussing, like, oh yes, could you please contact Navaka, and tell her that we want to help her. He sort of like he rolls his eyes a bit and says, "Well, at least you'll probably be doing some good for the realm with whatever she's looking for."
Maybe we
The
can.
pillow turns back into Jimmy. Jimmy in his like normal clothes looks around very confused. Cadalatrix wearing Jimmy's face goes up to Jimmy and goes, "Jimmy, this is not a pillow dream anymore. This is real." It's like, "It looks like a pillow dream. You have my face." And he goes, "Oh, tut, Jimmy. I'm not going to have your face for long. Now, go join your friends." Jimmy
Friends is
Jimmy gets off the table and he turns to you, Prince Ruhan. He says, I don't know where you found that he is the most mortal person I have ever met. He exemplifies everything about the mortal way, at least everything wrong with the mortal race. And it's fascinating to hear him tell me about his worldview.
Oh man.
Have you ever asked him what he thinks about farming? He barely understands it, and that was his livelihood.
Is Jimmy actually like a level 20 wisdom, but just everything else is shit? Because that was a really wise and insightful thing to say, but he's still a fucking idiot.
No, Jimmy is special. Jimmy has a great deal of potential. I'm sure the rest of the group doesn't see, but I know he's. How can I put this meta-wise? He's an anime protagonist.
Let's give
That's
him the
his
scale.
destiny.
oh no.
Let's give him the scale. Make him a real character.
Let's just test the effects of different scales on him first.
Oh yes, I do feel like I should tell you, if you use all of the rituals in conjunction with one person, they will gain great power, but become more and more like a dragon each time. And if you try to do the ritual more than each individual ritual more than once on someone, that's where you get abomination chances. So, and abominations, he crosses his arms right in front of him, are bad.
Yes.
Well put.
I hope you understand. He puts his arms down, and then he puts it back into the X. Abominations are bad. Don't make me have to come all the way across the Empire to bitch slap you for creating an abomination. The last
said,
person the
Metal
pack
Wizard
had to
would be.
bitch slap, well, he's only now mentioned vaguely in history books as a failure. Don't make me make you a failure.
Yes, of course not.
Now go on home. I'm sure the court has missed all of these beautiful high-level people. Sorry, important people. He wouldn't say high-level. That's weak.
Yeah.
Oh no, he has the power of the fourth wall.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so there's a spell that I'm going to end up with, which is called, I think it's like Detective Nation, or... wait, where is it? Detect Scrying, where if someone's scrying on us, I can literally just, I'll know where the camera is, basically. I can just break the fourth wall of them. And maybe we're scrying on an actual D&D world.
Oh
I'll
no.
look. The prince will look and be like, hey, that's where the DM's camera is. Hi, DM. If the detect scrying becomes powerful enough.
That'd be intense.
It's a little too intense for me.
Yeah. That's the plot twist for the end of the movie. Don't worry about it now.
So, you guys, as your group is the skull. I assume,
Are we the baddies?
yeah.
Yeah, probably.
We don't have uniforms. We're not bad.
I mean, not yet.
Effectively,
But if you give the prince the opportunity, he will make you all look beautiful.
I don't think Mozgus is one for fashion.
Beautiful, I tell you.
I'm gonna make you the best uniforms. So, you guys manage to, you guys get out. Do you guys actually go back down to the town of Kadal, or do you just teleport from the outside the just outside the dragon's lair?
Do we ever actually sell the the mammoth meat? Whatever. Let them keep it. They get free meat. Whatever.
We're doing good deeds.
Doing good deeds. Not worth it.
Add that to the book. Add that to the
Effectively,
book
I
of
think you
deeds.
gave the rest of your dragon meat as part of your negotiations with the rest.
Oh, well, I
of
mean,
the
we looted everything
mammoth
back
meat.
afterwards, anyways. Unless he devoured it on the spot, I think we still have it.
That's fine. Let's just go back. Don't worry about
Yeah.
it. We'll
Yeah,
find
it's not
more
that big a
things
deal.
to mass slaughter.
I definitely got my rings back, though. Prince didn't just leave all his jewelry. Like, this has been on the ground now. I don't know if I want it back.
Man, you're so precious. You teleport about as far as you can, and then it takes. So I think as far as you can from Hidden Valley is 900. And probably there.
She actually
Okay,
has 2
just-
teleports a day, I think. So, we can
Oh,
rest
okay.
for the night. Make sure she has the right stuff, and then. Actually, let me double check her sheet. Spellcasting level 5. She has 2 level 5 spells a day. Are we
God
fighting?
damn it!
We're fighting Imperial mammoths now. Wait, where did we teleport to last time?
Way above the hit.
No,
Way
but
north.
oh right, so we didn't actually have a good point midway. Okay.
Yeah, and so means you guys flew out of the city for a bit and then tried to teleport, and then it went disastrously. Oh shit. And D percentile again. Okay. So you guys actually don't end up where you intend. You end up 800 miles instead of 900 miles.
Oh,
south. Because she actually hasn't seen all of these like farmlands and stead and villages and whatnot. So it's just slightly off. When you guys appear, you actually don't know if you're off or not. You're in now farmland and villages, and it's very rustic.
no big deal. As long as we're within 900 to the next spot, she wouldn't even care.
You are.
We'd probably just
She then teleports all of you probably to like just outside the city.
so we can split up, go our separate ways,
And do your stuff without people necessarily knowing that all of you disappeared together.
Yeah.
So, you guys are now in town. What? So you guys want to go into the jungles of Ryzen
That's correct.
Yep.
Navika, Nivaka, yeah. The Anvil. Silver Dragon Extraordinaire. Is there types of items that you guys might want to get?
I'd like some
Like
armor.
I will
Okay.
be right back while we're doing gear.
Yes. So, let's look at your art, what you currently have.
I have +3 breastplate.
Okay. So you want to increase your armor class. So, you guys, I guess during the week you do the ritual on yourself.
Yes.
So story notes. So +6 enchantment. NA and +12 fire resist. Oh. Ah. So, I guess you currently have an amulet of natural armor +2.
Yeah,
Your amulet is now being superseded by dragon.
I can either give it to one of my party members, or if they don't want it, I'll just sell it.
Enhancement 6. Why isn't that? I don't know if the sheet's just not updating or.
I think it might be because it's down here somewhere. The magic item.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
Oh, well. So you have an amulet of natural armor. You have +3 breastplate. For 10,000 gold, what is the best protection you can get? You already have a ring of protection. Huh.
So my armor class will be 29.
Yes.
With the. That's actually not that bad.
No, but it can still be better.
Yeah.
Especially if you're the only front line. And your AC goes down by 2 if you actually.
When I rage.
When you rage. I could. Gloves of Dexterity could help because your breastplate gets up to +3 armor bonus from Dex. The other ways of doing it is getting a spell like Mirror Image.
I do have Mirror Image as a second level spell.
Is that just gives you effectively a huge mischance.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and your amulet of natural armor. Natural armor +2. It's worth 8,000 gold. But you'll only get 4,000 gold if you sell it. 50% sell value. So probably someone else should in the party could get that.
Yeah, if anybody wants that, they can have it. I don't need it.
Now that you're part angel, part dragon, oh god, you're already most of the way to an anime character.
I am becoming an abomination rather quickly.
Yep.
few
Sorry,
months.
Cadalatrix.
Oh, that's okay. Lots of things can become half dragons. Just doesn't want you to become like a 9/10 dragon. And you aren't even half dragon yet. You need more
Half
rituals.
angel, half dragon.
A quarter
half-
dragon, thank you.
Yeah.
Quarter dragon, quarter angel, half human.
Well,
Whether you had
actually,
two half-
because I'm plain touched. I'm like 1/10 angel or something.
That's a weird fraction.
Yeah.
There was some
I
weird
I
stuff
actually,
going on.
you
in that
guys
gene
can
pool.
spend some time trying to figure out your fucking genealogy at this point.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, for other people, what are we feeling? What do you feel like you're currently lacking on, or that you just want to get improved? If you guys have vests or cloaks of resistance, you get those buffed.
I did get one of those. I'm going to
Oh.
go for a spell storing kunai +1.
Ah. So that's just a throwing knife.
Yep.
So that is 2,001. No.
Because it's
Spell
a +2 item
storing.
total, so it's
Yep.
8.
So it's 8,200.
Yeah, all right.
You can either build that or
I don't
Lalara.
think I could build that.
Yeah, Lalara could build that, or
Okay.
you can just buy it.
I think I'll just buy it unless we find out that Kalara has more time than we thought. We'll see what everyone else is buying.
Is effectively Lalara can make one item for
Okay.
someone. Is if you guys take a week, she can make 14,000 GP worth of magic items.
All right.
Also, you guys might want to, if you guys are going into a jungle, you might want to look at things that, neutralize poisons or cure ability damage
Yeah.
or deal with swarms of insects or all kinds of jungle-based dangers.
Oh wait, I have the cantrip. Spark. I can deal with any swarm of bugs. Because I can light any fine object on fire.
Yeah, you can light a single bug on fire. There's 1,000 bugs in this giant swarm. You set one of them on fire.
Nailed it.
You did it.
I will control
Hashtag
all of their minds. They will be completely convinced. They'll be like, okay.
Swarms are actually immune to
Well, dang.
I mean,
We'll
do
have
what?
to use.
Sorry?
mind influencing
Oh,
effects.
cool. Yeah, there's one.
Though actually, I could use not audiovisual hallucination, but silent image, because that's a glamour. So that affects
Yes.
anyone who's looking at it, not a single person.
Okay, so also for you guys, Swarmbane Clasp. It allows the wielder's weapons, unarmed attacks and natural attacks, to deal full damage to swarms, regardless of swarm's immunity to weapon damage.
How much is that?
3,000 gold.
Hmm.
So I'm just saying common dangers in jungles.
Mhm.
Yes, we're not at the jungle now, but we're going to it next quest.
Well, I hope our mages can deal with swarms. I'm just gonna rely on them for that.
But what about alligators?
I can deal with that.
I'm out of it. I'm so out of it, I don't even know jungle. So, Alexandra.
Oh, actually, I have acid splash. I could actually.
what
just
about
splash
What
brain
has been
aneurysms?
happening? So you guys, effectively, you guys are on a quest to get as many powerful artifacts as possible to improve your positions at the court. Oh, for buying things. Okay.
I just realized that Snake doesn't get Archer references, so my joke about the aneurysms fell flat.
It's just gonna fall flat. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, let's look at. Hmm. You already have keen cougars, so. You're going to do the whole invisibility thing.
Okay, I'm back.
Yes. So I'm trying to think of magic items for Alexander because remember, you do have 2 item crafters.
We
You can
do.
make things cheaper.
I already know what I want.
No, let me know. I'll see if I can craft it.
It is. It's a necklace of the Big Bird. No, it's
Necklace of Big Bird from Sesame Street.
it just transmogrifies Akane into literally Big Bird, and it
Of the
stuns
size of Big
enemies
Bird.
with basic questions about math and letters.
Yes.
Like the giant mount you have turns into regular sized Big Bird.
Yep.
Like
It's actually
with normal human
it's
man.
actually stronger.
Yeah.
Big Bird's swole.
Do we ever see Big Bird fly? Did the special effects of Sesame Street ever get us there?
No.
I don't know. I didn't watch a lot of Sesame Street when I was a kid. I watched
Damn.
He never flew.
Probably not.
He never flew.
Very sad.
But essentially, it is a necklace of animal growth,
Awesome.
and it's 50 charges 2 times a day.
My
he's
house.
activated.
In the middle of the street.
And it's only $9,000 after I did a shit ton of math to find the most efficient number to use. Which I okayed by Ian at some point.
Okay. That's good.
So that's 9,000
9,000
gold. That's
before.
4.5 days for Lalara.
Alright. I don't know how to calculate how long it would
9 days for you. Unless you have
Cool.
unless you have double speed.
take. I don't think so.
Okay. She has double
I do
speed.
not.
Because I figure of all the things I get, making my bird even bigger might be the proper thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good way to deal with swarms, is just to, once your skin is thick enough, you don't even care.
Now see, that's why I have you. Team balance.
So that I can,
Oh,
what
shit.
do I got for that?
There's.
I can cast invisibility on the bird,
I mean,
and then hopefully
I think-
tiny
I think
bugs
there-
can't see it.
I think I just thought of a pretty cool magic item that if a bunch of you got it, would get more and more utility.
Unity ring.
It's a fog cutting lens. Lenses Pathfinder. And what it allows you to do is you can see through magical and normal fogs or similar obscurements without any penalties. So normally a big fog or a spell like sleet, ice storm prevents you guys from actually seeing who's inside of it. These lenses allow you to see through that.
Yeah, okay, that's pretty good.
And do you also know what jungles have a lot of? Depending if it's lots of clouds, rain, and fog. Because I lived for a month in a cloud rainforest at one point. There was a fucking lot of rain and a
There
lot
a
of fog.
city in that cloud rainforest, or were you just a wild man for a bit?
A I was in a small village.
Okay.
I had amenities. Not
Okay.
many amenities, but some amenities.
All right. As long as they had high-speed internet, I guess you were good.
And it was one of the first times I had really shitty beer because there's not much else to do out there.
What Ian is trying to tell us is that he was Brendan Fraser's stunt double in George of the Jungle.
I'd watch that.
Wait, Brendan Fraser, George of the Jungle? I don't-
Yep.
Yeah.
George
of the Jungle.
watch out for that tree.
Brendan Fraser, though.
Yes.
George of the Jungle?
He did a bunch of shit
Yeah.
Yep.
back in the day.
Yep.
I think
Back
it
in
was
the
before
day,
the mummy.
before Hollywood decided that Brendan Fraser wasn't going to get any more gigs.
I'm looking at a picture of Brendan Fraser right now, and I couldn't think of a less George of the Jungle person in the world, really.
What?
I just can't.
Can't even.
But he did it so well. He's the George of the Jungle
But he's
of our
he just,
generation.
he's just a sad person. I don't understand. All of his pictures, he's sad. I don't know why, but they're all he's crying in every one of them. Except for like the first four where he's smiling, they're all so like the first two rows, I guess, but like
Oh. Well, he's
a
usually
lot of
really
them where he's
silly.
crying. Well, anyways, that's our brief lesson about Brendan Fraser for everyone on stream. That's what you were hoping for when you opened up this video on YouTube years in the future.
Yep.
Or are
Yep.
watching right now. It was Brendan Fraser.
So fog hunting lenses are good because Chelsea has a lot of fog-based spells,
Mm.
or she can have more fog-based spells. She currently the hurricane she puts down on the battlefield. It actually stops all of you from actually attacking.
Yeah.
I'd be down to get a pair of those.
Hmm.
Okay. Also, Alexandra, there is a
Hello.
hello.
Oh, we're in the
hi.
wrong channel for this.
Oh, are you guys doing something?
Yeah, we're doing a D&D thing.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Ah.
We'll
So-
we'll talk in a bit.
Yeah, no worries. Have fun.
Why don't we go to special streaming? Just to...
I think I'd have to give everyone a.
No, if you force them in there.
True enough.
Oh shit. Oh, they're all muted.
They're all muted. How do I unmute them?
I don't know.
Server. Okay. I'm trying to unmute them. Okay.
Okay.
Hello?
Oh.
Oh, how did this happen? Okay,
maybe
guys,
we
we can all speak.
Hi.
How about we just
Somehow I
stay
ended
here?
up moving the channel itself and then moving everyone back in without actually meaning to. So, another good item for any of you, actually, is a dark blue rhomboid iron stone, which gives you the alertness feat, which gives you +2 on perceptions and sense motive checks, or if you have 10 or more ranks in these skills, the bonus increases to +4
Oh.
to each. But fog hunting lenses, there's also eventually you could save up and get a vest of the cockroach, which if the wearer is a rogue, they get the resiliency rogue talent, which allows them to, once per day, you get a number of temporary hit points equal to your rogue level. You can activate it on someone else's turn, and you can do it when you'd be brought below 0 hit points. Effectively, it's like, I don't die! Please.
Fun.
But, I'm just actually imagining, like, a bunch of you just have these like steampunk-esque goggles, like on your forehead. It's like, oh yeah, we're about to go into the fog. Everyone, lenses on. Let's do this.
And then Jimmy just walking behind, like, "Hey guys, nice goggles." I'm a bit confused. I guess I can just reserve to buff spells while we're fighting swarms.
Oh,
I have.
there's actually a. Oh, this is better. I would probably. I would suggest this one. I'll be sending it to you guys. There's a better version. And they're also like gas masks, so they're cool. Yes, I know all of you. Like when you woke up this morning, like, I want my D&D character to be able to have a gas mask.
This is Metro 2020, right?
Yeah.
It will be by the time we're done.
The apocalypse has happened. We're all already here.
We will get the Emperor to build a metro system, despite not having the technology to make a.
Because it allows the wearer to see through fog, smoke, and other obscuring vapors as if they don't exist. It functions underwater as well,
Ooh.
allowing the wearer to see through thick silt and other aquatic participants. Additionally, you're treated as one size category larger and +4 saving throws against wind effects. And it also allows up to an hour of water breathing.
How much is that one?
8,000.
Oof.
Now, the fog cutting lens is the face slot, and this one is the head slot. Which means that if you have like a headband of wisdom or something like that, it would be temporarily.
It would replace it, yeah.
It would replace it temporarily. You can only have one item slot in each.
Mm-hmm. Oh wait, head and headband are two different slots.
Oh, okay, yeah. You could totally wear this and have a headband. So, don't worry what I was exactly saying. You probably can't wear this and, like, a mask. Actually, a mask is face. So you could actually be a weird... You could actually have a mask underneath your Gauss mask. And it is called a Gauss mask.
Weird. That is actually something we should do, but I don't know if we need it yet.
Oh, you'll need it for underwater shit.
Right, we'd have to get a whole set. And then we could probably just sell them after. Or trade them for something.
Well, we also have an amulet of natural armor +2 that you can probably... you can sell or give it to another party member. There,
Yes.
Wait, what do we have right now?
Because he does not need his amulet of natural armor +2 because he's getting stuff from the ritual.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And it doesn't stack. So who's feeling like they're getting hit too much?
Moscow's nearly died. I think Moscow's gets the sympathy vote.
I mean, I'm okay. I've got a
Or
27 for
Jimmy.
AC. Jimmy doesn't get
Jimmy's the
anything.
closest to.
Oh, is there anything that mask can smell? Or that can mask smell? I think there's an
have-
alchemical item that does that. There's also a spell that does
I have the
that.
spell Breeze.
Nice.
You create it's a cantrip, but it's super useful. It gives you a +2 save against hot conditions, breath weapons, cloud vapors, and gases. Which, now that I'm saying it out loud, is not that much at all. That is very situational and not that strong.
Wow, okay, Alexandra, if you ever needed more feet pressure, there's actually a feat called Conceal Smell, or Scent, that stops things from being able to track you through scent. And even if they can detect where that you're there, they can't detect where you are exactly. There is also a negate aroma spell. And there's also, in case you really want to avoid anything that has weird senses, dampen presence. Which, actually, so it goes against blind sight and blind sense. So even if someone's trying to echolocate against you, you're like, nope, not here.
That sounds actually important in the water. At certain depths, you know.
Yeah.
I wonder how deep you'll go.
Really deep.
So deep.
We're gonna be James Cameron.
You're better than James Cameron.
There's also a spell called Negate Aroma. Level 1 spell lasts for an hour per month. It would actually be really cheap to make an item of this.
Yeah, Frost, do you have?
Whoa! It'd actually be super cheap to make an item of this.
You have abilities
It-
against. You have like
It's only 2,000 gold.
you have damage spells, right?
I have my major damage spell is Vampiric Touch, and my other one is probably I have a. Where is it? Where is it? Spontaneous Immolation, which is just a really long range, set someone on fire and do fire damage. But I don't have like a, nuke this whole area at once sort of deal
Gotcha.
going on.
So, Frosty,
Mm-hmm.
if you're worried about that, if you want to just have some kind of spell, but not permanently have it, Page of
Yeah.
Spell Knowledge.
Oh yeah, this.
And you could get Fireball.
Fireball's
Oh,
a
yeah.
really good spell.
Dun, dun, dun.
Fireball, level 3 spell would cost
9,000
9,000 gold.
But it's a wondrous item, so you could actually make it a jeweled Page of Spell Knowledge. And make it yourself. 4,500.
Can you not learn that spell normally?
No,
I
you totally
could have.
can.
It's just my
Not
second
part
level
of the
spells are all full.
Oh, well, I mean, you could switch it up, for the. If in the jungle, we're not gonna meet a lot of people,
I don't think you understand how a sorcerer spell.
Oh, I thought you were a wizard.
No.
Ah,
No,
Sorcerer.
he's locked into his spell choices. Every
Ah.
time he levels, he can change something. So Alexandra, to create an item of that negate scent is 2,000 gold. To have it continuous negate aroma. If you want to be super ninja against scent. Because I imagine there's going to be a lot of things in the jungle that can track by scent. If it's a wild beast. Okay. You want it? Okay. I'm sorry. On your sheet, let's look at your sheet. Where is it? Shot. Ceremony. In your equipment section. You could actually buy this and the Gauss mask all at once, and that'll be your 10,000 gold. Okay. So your head. So you also have a gauze mask, which I will just throw the page on for that because it's weird. And you also, I'm going to say that you have boots of negate aroma, which is a continuous negate aroma spell. So, that is Alexandra. Lauren,
Yes.
what are you looking for?
Well,
I will say this session was very much a restock, do story, decide on the next major arc kind of one.
yeah, let's see.
Is I have kind of created an open world, but the problem with an open world is that I need a bit of lead time on what you want. And even though I do that, you guys can still utterly surprise me by being like, hey, we go back to Catalatrix and we ask him to let us meet up with that undead corpse eater dude. Because
We go over to Catalatrix and we say, we're going to fight you now. And we just punch him right in the gob.
Settled and well.
That would go terribly.
Take this, pillar! Hiya!
And then we punch him right in his pillars, his piles of pillars.
Piles of pillars.
Oh, I just thought he had an accent.
Oh man. With rage, my bird's not 42 strength.
Oh, because you actually are getting the
I'm getting the
gargantuan.
big bird.
Okay, let me try to remember exactly how much you can add to that.
Oh, cool.
Alexandra died.
She's restarting her computer
Ah.
with a hope.
It's
Okay.
If you,
Oh, I see you've created a ledger. Gear costs.
It's if you click on my name, you'll go right to it.
Ah, that's a cool little thing.
For the low price of 9,000, I get 50 charges twice a day. Use activated.
Okay. And it's all it is animal.
That's all it is,
Good.
which is plenty.
So what else can you stack on animal growth? Makes them bigger.
Not much,
I-
actually.
Don't think there's any way of your bird getting colossal,
Well, I mean,
other than maybe a wish or a miracle spell.
If we made the animal growth permanent and then did it again, or no?
It doesn't stack on itself.
Damn.
And I don't think getting level 10 of Mammoth Rider actually makes your mount go up
No, it
a
doesn't.
size. It just makes your animal companion super buff.
Honestly, only one level dip into Mammoth Rider is good. The
Yeah.
rest of it's not that great, to be honest.
It's still a full BAB 12 hit dice class.
Oh, sure. But I'd rather have my
chassis isn't bad.
spells.
Yeah, your spells. Inquisitor is generally better. So, Shakti, has there been anything that has appealed to you?
Hmm.
Or is there just way too many magic items to even consider any of this?
There are many magic items, and I'm just ruminating on them.
So, I'm trying to remember. You have the ghoul bloodline.
Yes.
that bloodline. So, if you save up money, you could get robes of arcane heritage, and it makes you your tree does 4 levels higher for the purpose of determining what you get. Eldritch heritage. There is also improved Eldritch heritage, which you can totally do. 9th, 3rd, or 9th level. Pathfinder. And then the cool. Oh. That's just nice. That should be your level of feet, probably. Improved Eldritch Heritage gets you more ghoul stuff. Regardless, let's see. Magus.
Ooh.
Oh, here, we need some elevator music for this slow. Da, 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 da. Also, if you guys are worried about things like poison, like the jungle has, you might need to get like a wand of lesser restoration or something.
Oh, that fixes.
Ability damage. You can get it for 750 gold as a level 1 paladin spell put into a wand.
That
That
pretty
sounds
good.
like a great investment.
I can chip into that.
Hmm.
How much
Yeah.
are those?
$750
the paladin wand is 750.
Because it's a level 1 paladin spell, I think. Please, someone check that.
Yeah,
I'm not talking out of my ass.
I just looked that up. Paladin spell list.
Ba-da. Oh, I know what could work. So, our dear Magus, I just posted the Bane Baldric. Effectively, if you aren't an Inquisitor, you're treated as a level 5 Inquisitor for their Bane ability. So I think what that means is that you, as a... Oh, you already have a lot of swift actions things to do with those. But as a swift action, you pick a type of creature. And for 5 rounds, and you can switch it every round, you can get Bane on your weapon, which adds +2 to the hit, to the damage, and an additional 2d6 damage. So it's like, you know what? I really hate reptiles. Snakes. Why does it have to be snakes? You make it
Hello.
reptile Bane and just go.
Hello.
Oh, okay, I'm back.
I'm glad. So now you have a Gauss mask and I guess it's the something of negate aroma. I think I did it boots. Your feet don't smell anymore.
Yay.
So the Bane Baldric is actually good for anyone. But I'm also looking for other things. Do you already have the Saliharian? Let's see.
I don't think so. Wait. Yeah, I do.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I do. Yes.
We should remember that we have things like this.
Yes, I should.
Is you get your charisma modifier to knowledge checks to identify monsters. And to heal.
Yo.
Ooh. There's something else I was also thinking of. Ba-da-da-da, dun-dun. I'm getting caught up in the music. I need to play something less jumping. Sorry, that wasn't jumping at all. Less.
More stagnant.
Do it.
Now, how does crafting work when you're working with someone else to provide the spell?
Effectively, it's like the original crafter had the spell. It lowers the DC to make it.
Oh, but like, how about price?
It doesn't affect price.
So it's still half price?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
sweet. Yeah, I'll buy a lesser restoration wand. How many charges do they get?
50.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
So
buy
it's
that.
effectively you buy it once and you now have lesser restoration as a wand for most of the campaign unless you guys really fuck up. I'm
Unless you're
not saying you
spending way
can't.
too long in the jungle.
Also, meta magic rods. You know how that awesome persist one that I just gave out?
Mm-hmm.
So a bunch of the best ones are cost around 9,000.
Oh.
So, and rods are amazing. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a rod.
What? I didn't quite catch that.
But rods
Uh,
rods are infinite use, so that's nice.
rods are nice. Yeah, so.
Or rechargeable, rather. Every day. But yeah, I spent the money.
Smoke rods
Uh,
every day.
I'll- Who should keep Who should keep that wand in particular? Should we keep it on the bird? Should we keep it with? It should be on a.
TMOs who gets hit the most with it.
Fair.
Yeah.
But if he's the one being all fucked up. Also, this doesn't cure poison, by the way. I looked at it.
No, it cures the damaged poison cause.
Oh, I
Poison
see what you're
causes.
saying. Gotcha. So how do we cure poison? What's
Neutralize a wand of neutralized poison.
neutralize?
Poison.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is an expensive wand.
Yeah, it is. That's stupid.
Also, you have to make a caster level check against the DC of the poison to
Oof.
cure.
All right. Well,
What is
Just
50 charge?
make your saves, people.
Oh,
Yeah.
there is a cool druid spell that is level 4 that I know you guys will super enjoy once I find it, because I know I abuse the shit out of it.
Level 4, huh? What's it do?
Absorb toxicity. Become
Oh.
immune to diseases and toxins.
Ooh.
And also, you can absorb a disease or toxin and then use a melee touch attack to transfer the affliction to another creature. So, it is expensive, though, if you wanted to try to get into a wand.
Hmm.
But it just means that you're immune to diseases and poisons, to which you come contact.
Are there cheap antidote potions?
I think there's alchemical items that are cheap like that.
Antitoxin.
So yeah, anti-poison, I think. Which gives an alchemical bonus to saves. Because in the jungle, a lot of things Poison.
There's also Boots of the Jungle.
Oh, and what do the boots of the jungle do?
They allow you to go through jungle terrain unhindered.
Oh.
Ah,
Well, to be fair, we will be flying when possible.
True.
So unless we have to scour the earth, like get
strike the earth.
God, I want to play more Dwarf Fortress. I wouldn't recommend wasting the money on it. I think we should be okay. Especially if we can pinpoint the location of the temple. It's just getting a little more specific. It shouldn't be that bad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we should spend a weekend or a week in the library. Someone should.
Well, we have
To,
followers
figure
for
out where
that as
the hell-
well.
Yeah,
Which they did jobs, and we'll have to
they were doing jobs.
we'll
and
have
we
to get
can-
yeah, we'll have to get intel on that next time, or maybe like mini offshoots during the week.
Oh, a bunch of them will just have intel for you, like nowish. I just need to see where I put all of what your followers are doing. Yep. Okay. Chelsea's pawns were trying to make money. Alexandra's pawn was investigating the Emperor's orders and seeing if they are indeed legitimate. Snakes was searching for info about Hidden Valley in the capital, which we've now been to the valley.
Oh, do we make money on our stores and stuff?
I'm generally saying that they make enough money to cover their existence
Okay.
and pay their workers.
Okay.
So effectively, I'm having them revenue neutral unless you directly intervene
Mm-hmm.
and do stuff with them. I mainly did it so you guys had A, vested interest in the capital, and B, story plot hooks and whatnot to go off.
Yeah, sure.
Also, it shows that you're like actually members of the court.
Not just people that are like,
Not
hey, yeah, I'm
just-
important because I say so.
Yeah, because important people in this society own shit.
Just like real life.
Alexandra, your pawn starts reporting to you about all of the edicts and orders of the Emperor that she could find were being passed around.
Anything fun?
Other than the war against the ocean and the ordering of the creation of the gladiatorial battle arena for the upcoming third birthday of the youngest of the Emperor's children. You're actually seeing that there's a pattern in orders. There's a bunch of small orders that seem to be like start the process of being disseminated and then are quickly stopped. And when you investigate it a bit, when your pawn, who is actually like level 10 and quite competent, investigates further,
Amy's last name.
you actually find that the voice is running interference on most of the Emperor's edicts. So the voice is the first NPC who told you guys that there's hit list. So, and your ally in the court. What you don't really understand is why she let the edict on the war against the sea happen. Maybe she
Harmless?
couldn't intercept it in time, or maybe she just thinks that land reclamation projects can be useful.
Maybe she also hates the ocean.
Or the sickness has spread and she's gone mad as well, and it's her idea.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Guess we could
She's
ask her.
down with the sickness.
We could
Get
actually
up,
do the
get
sending thing.
down with the sickness. So, Matt, your diviner starts talking about the started looking around for celestial pearls.
Hmm.
Was investigating into that. And she says that the pearl, she went into several meditative trances while you were gone. Like, you guys were gone for probably like 3 days. And she felt the pearl of luck, the one in the deep ocean, was being held by some terror of the deep. When she tried to like scry on it, all she saw was one large eye, and she was shunted away.
Oh,
And
Fun.
so she describes the eye. Do any of you have knowledge nature?
yes.
Yep.
Roll knowledge nature.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice. Tiamos,
Oh, I do as well.
I'm a bard.
Hold on.
you sometimes know stuff. You notice that the way she was describing it, and Lauren's character also noticed this as well. It sounds like a squid. A squid's eye. You know squids exist. You know what a squid eye looks like. The scale she's talking about means that this is a very large squid.
Uh-oh.
And the fact that the scrying spell that searched for it found the squid, maybe the squid has it inside of it.
Like, how big of a squid we're talking about?
Are we talking a giant squid?
Like
Like a giant
colossal
giant
size squid.
Oh, yeah, we're talking colossal?
You're talking shipwreck kind of squid.
I don't know what
Release the
that
Kraken.
means. Oh, is it a kraken size?
It's at least as big as the bird.
Current
Maybe
or
bigger.
gargantuan?
It's very hard to tell from secondhand.
Yeah, that's fair.
Someone saying.
I'm just gonna assume that it's as big as possible.
Then we're gonna step into the ocean and we're gonna be like, hey, what's I'm standing on? Oh, the entire ocean is this squid. No wonder the Empire's going to war.
You just see like infinite tentacles coming up, and like the Empire's soldiers hacking it down, and the Emperor just standing naked on some kind of parade float, being like, "Kill the ocean, destroy the Kraken."
I'd be cool with that.
I mean, he'd be right, so he's not crazy after all.
It turns out he's just really concerned about the ocean Kraken.
He's not
And
actually
your-
crazy. Just
Your ranger was looking into the Phoenix Code. Your ranger's been going around stalking kind of Batman-style beat-up kind of interrogation of a bunch of low-level crime gangs.
hell yeah.
Oh yeah, guys, I created a map of the Imperial capital.
Oh,
So the Imperial Palace is in fact this map. So that's the purple circle. All of that fits into the purple circle of this map.
oh,
Wow.
big place.
So you guys I want you guys to put on this map where your stuff is.
Shit, I gotta look up what my stuff is.
Yeah, but if you like Prince Ruha, probably somewhere in the merchant district in the south
Yes.
is your tavern.
I think
The big
right
stone
about-
roads are the roads, effectively all the roads that lead out of the capital. They're the giant highways.
Okay, that went opposite of what I was expecting.
But yeah, I made this. It was actually slightly difficult layering it all the proper way. But I just thought that, hey, I don't have a map of the capital. Regardless, your ranger has been, Tiamos, your ranger has been beating up low-level gangs, seeing if there's any activities of the Phoenix cult. And it appears like there's a few he found a minor gang that was using the Phoenix cult, like Phoenix as its like animal, but they knew nothing. His search has been relatively fruitless, but there's a few less gangs in the Warrens district.
Well, that's good.
In the Warrens, because your ranger has been going around like Batman.
Good work.
Is the Warrens like the poor place?
Yes.
Okay, I
Gen-
probably have an orphanage there then. I would
Frosty, what
Mhm.
did you actually? So Frosty, did you take that trait?
I never took that trait because I can't seem to find it anywhere. And I went through that list and it was nowhere to be found.
Okay. Pathfinder trait. Rumor. Longer or something like that. Oh, that's actually a spell.
Yeah, I found the bard spell. I was looking through the list of traits and I didn't seem to see it. Or anything resembling it. There were a few that caught my eye, but nothing that was as enticing as suggested thing.
Damn. I'm just doing a very quick search for it. This trait to get a bonus on bluff, to shift the blame of someone from you onto someone else. I totally didn't do that. I swear.
I'm like, okay, I believe you.
There's way too many traits. There are way too many traits. And B, there are still way too many traits.
I have dotted the landscape with asylums and orphanages.
Okay. Try to move them. When you make the circles, could you just put them into the little grids?
Oh,
Just seems
asking
strange.
so much of me.
I know. Just hold shift and it'll snap into a single.
Cannot select my circles anymore. Oh, wait, no, I got it.
Click drag box.
But then I can't select it after I drag it.
We'll try harder.
No. What the fuck? No. I hold shift and nothing happens, so.
Okay. Oh well. I too cannot find in a relative detail that trait yet.
Yep, so we'll keep it as we have been going.
Okay.
In which case my pawn was last working in...
Trying to infiltrate the Red Mantis.
Yeah, they were trying to infiltrate the Red Mantis and turn them against the... Or one way or the other. Start some stuff between Red Mantis and the Who's-Its. Our enemy.
Hujin?
Yeah, the Hoojins. I was actually pretty close to the Who's-Its and I didn't know.
Yeah, Frosty, you don't know where your pawn is.
Well, that's got to be a good omen.
Your pawn isn't in any of your regular meeting spaces, which probably means that she's either busy infiltrating or maybe dead.
All right.
You would hope that she's just.
Can I just start a rumor regular style?
Yeah,
I don't know how that
It's
works.
probably a
Just,
diplomacy check.
or a bluff check.
Yeah. To just sort of say, oh, I hear
That the Hoojins are.
that
Trying
the
to-
Emperor hired the Phoenix cult to kill the Hugins. Isn't that some
Oh,
juicy gossip?
Okay.
That's
Roll
Oh
a
wait,
bluff
not the
check.
Phoenix cult, the Mantis.
oh,
Red
that's a
Red-
lot more believable.
That's a
Yeah.
hell of a lot more.
And I throw a bluff check on that, and we'll see what happens. I'll just sort of go around in some sort of costume and show up at different bars over the week, and whisper that in people's ears and hope that one or both of those groups gets a hold of that information.
It's a
And
good,
we'll
That's,
see how that goes.
it's a good roll.
That is a good roll. You're pretty good at spreading rumors. You rumor monger. So, Lauren, I don't think we actually, because you were not there that session that everyone set their pawns out to do stuff,
Yeah, no.
and I forgot to ask. So, your pawns have probably been helping like train the people that
Yeah, keeping everything running. I guess.
keeping everything running. Because that's just going to be the base state of your pawns is keeping your businesses running, and your place in the court doing stuff for the court. So, Lauren, do you have a weapon? Do you have an item in mind?
I'm actually still looking through items.
Boots of speed, maybe. Actually, no. When you
Yeah.
blood rage, quote unquote, you can haste yourself.
That's
so
right. You
don't-
have a pseudo blood rage. Forgot about that.
Rage.
Uh,
Uh,
So what else do we need for? So we got the wand of restoration because you've been pushing that on us for like multiple sessions.
well, because
no, it's good.
like-
It's good.
Tiamos almost got stupid fucked by a few spiders
It's true.
and a roper.
The roper was a big deal. Bigger
The
deal.
roper was a big deal.
So, does anyone think we need anything else? How about is a wand of healing cheap? I mean, we do have a bunch of spells.
A wand of cure light wounds is also 750 gold, and
Oh.
it's 50 charges of 1d8 plus 1.
Do we think we need that? I guess it wouldn't be
Uh,
bad to have it.
No, especially because it effectively means between battles you can heal.
That would be useful.
Yeah.
Well, how
Often
Do you-
is.
do you use your? Yeah, I guess it's just safe to have it. We'll use our spells until we need to use that. I would think.
Or you use like
Low level
5
spells.
charges of that.
Yeah.
You see if like it's real cheap.
Well, it's just like my first level. No, wait. My second level spells. Most of them were social. Oh, I have delay poison, huh?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Oh, I actually have something.
That's something
that can
useful.
be useful.
Well, most of them are social things like confess and shroud thoughts, blistering invective, that kind of shit. So I forgot I had anything.
Confess.
Oh, if they don't, they get hurt.
You're such an inquisitor.
Such an inquisitor. The spell list is restricted, okay?
Oh, okay. There's actually a really fun ring. The Ring of Delayed Doom. Whenever the wielder's mind or body first becomes subject to any harmful effect that allows the saving throw to resist or mitigate, can as an immediate action choose to delay the onset of that for a minute. After he fails the saving throw, but before its effects occur.
That's pretty useful, actually.
The activation effectively it burns one of the stones. But effectively it doesn't actually change the duration. It just effectively suspends it for a minute.
Isn't there a paladin spell that does sort of like this, where it's just, I'm going to delay that thing, and when it happens, it'll be at maximum effect.
I think
Until
there
then.
might be.
But until then, I'm going to be, like, that was a killing blow. I'm already going to die. But I'm just going to be back for another,
I think there's
5
like a
rounds.
litany of sacrifice or something like that, where it just allows you to like hold on for an extra round or two to kick someone's ass before you die. You're like, fuck you, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Yeah, that's good paladin. Good paladin shit.
Anything on my head?
You could get a Gauss mask. And then you and the rogue would both pull down Gauss masks.
Go into the shadows.
It's time to get... Yeah, it... Because if guys just start being like, throw down some darkness, or throw down a smoke grenade. Oh, there's the ever smoking bottle. Okay, you laugh at me, but it is fantastic when a bunch of people have Gauss masks. I posted it. The amount of smoke is it obscures a 50-foot spread in one round.
Wow.
Damn.
We could do some guerrilla warfare. Bullshit.
Effectively, the invisible rogue or someone just unstops the bottle. Everyone puts on masks, and then you're like, okay, everyone, it's time to go hunting.
Fun.
Because effectively, it means that melee combat becomes like ships passing in the night.
I mean, the Gauss
I
mask
just-
would be good for later, for sure.
It totally is.
I don't know how
but-
long. I don't know if 60 minutes is enough for water breathing, but
You guys will probably need a more solid item for water,
yeah, something more.
like a
consistent.
dedicated tool for water. Dun, 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 dun. But yeah, there are actually people who sort of are like, yeah, with a combination of Gauss masks and the ever smoking bottle, I've made the campaign's combats a lot weirder.
Mm-hmm.
Because the whole team just puts on masks and they start like there's multiple people with bottles, so the entire battlefield becomes a smoky hellhole. And then they just have a bunch of rogues and casters and whatnot.
Won't
that
the
just-
enemies start to get Gauss masks, and then suddenly?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, there's a lot of people who, when they see that party, like if you start using a tactic and you're a very prominent adventure party, people are going to learn a bit. Like, especially if you start spreading tales of your victories, or if you fight in the capital, people are gonna know.
Frosty,
you
tell
guys.
false tales of what we do.
Yes, we use lots of fire magic. Yes,
It's our
fire
favorite thing.
magic.
We have a fire witch on our team who just ends every fight with fire magic.
Crown
We
of
have-
Swords.
We have so many ranged attacks.
We're basically a firing squad.
We're
Yeah.
all archers.
If you
Even
can
the
sneak up
bird
and get
has
up
a
close
bow.
and announce yourself, even the bird has a bow. The bird is just a mobile firing platform
Yeah.
to avoid the fight.
Actually,
range.
now that the bird's big enough, you totally could install one.
Just put a ballista on the side of it. Don't
You
worry
could
about
actually, you could, so, our dear Ice Witch has craft construct. You could actually create a ballista and then make it an animate object so it reloads itself.
Ooh.
And you can also make it fire itself, but it's not going to fire particularly well.
What if, you know that glove that you can teleport something on and off?
it. Mm-hmm. Yep.
How big of an object can you do that with?
Not very big.
One-handed.
Damn. What if it's one-handed for the
20 pounds.
bird?
Yeah, you could give your glove of storing to the
It
bird.
says under 20 pounds. But
Fuck.
Oh, under 20 pounds.
Fuck.
Okay, yeah.
Because it's like,
Very
here's a
simple.
house, motherfucker!
Come on, motherfucker, come on. It's house time.
But honestly, we could hire like 10 dudes with crossbows to just sit on the back of the bird.
Sit in the pockets. Sit in the pockets.
And just every time you fly by, it's literally just naval combat.
They'd eventually get a shot off that works.
I mean, yeah. No, like, you need to have really high AC to be shrugging off like 50 arrows. Like, you can't. You can't. Even though most of them are gonna miss. You can't.
Unfortunately, that mask, like that will save, is real low.
Okay.
It would be awesome against low-level shit, but it's
Not so much against. Okay.
not so much against other stuff. As that crown of swords looks kind of cool. I just need to see what kind of actions it requires. It spiritual weapon. Okay. I would use your wisdom modifier for its attack bonus. After the first round, you can use a move action to redirect the weapon to it. Okay, but it will just attack a creature. There's a few. There's Ring of Ram, but you already have Hydraulic Push. Hydraulic Push does pretty much everything that Ram does. If you just want to, like, throw people around the battlefield.
Alright, is there anything else we wanted to get done before 10 o'clock?
I think. So you guys are going to be going south into the jungle.
Yes.
That is correct. Also, how's the tournament here?
Oh, yeah.
If you actually want to join the tournament, I can set up a quote-unquote tournament. Pretty good.
I want to pass on that, personally.
Okay.
Alright.
I think we're doing enough fighting of things. And we don't want the Emperor to look at us and be like, hey, why aren't they dead?
You don't want to remind the Emperor that guys exist?
Right. In fact, if we can stay out of the news, like, at all, that'd be preferable.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I've discovered a ring that could have a really funny use for you guys. It's the Ring of Transposition.
God,
And you, the wearer of the ring touches another ring, mundane or magical. And once per day, you can just speak a command word and exchange places. And it doesn't say there's the size restriction.
Oh, God. Would I go with the bird? Will I suddenly have no bird under me?
No, you'd go with the bird because it transports the creature and what it's holding.
Ah, okay.
And since you're a map...
So that would essentially be velocity speed of a gargantuan object hitting something else. Because I'd be flying, and then Saruman would be like, I'm in trouble. Oh no, it's a bird.
It's actually Shakti can do a
Shakti,
really
sorry.
weird thing where she can dimension door to the other side of the combat, start her flurry of attacks, and then instead of attacking, just go now, spend her standard action, and just suddenly the bird's there.
She would need a ring of featherfall.
Yes. Because you would probably fly. Okay. Ring of Transfiguration.
That's a silly ring.
I like those.
I'd
I
do
don't-
it. Because if I could ready my action to get ready to attack, I could use the weight of the bird plus the bird's attack in my lance attack.
I'm liking this.
It would just fucking obliterate whatever that target was.
There was something. How was it?
Oh, unfortunately, because you don't have dimensional agility, it's effectively dimension door. You would not be able to take an action
Oh, I wouldn't.
immediately after.
I
would
would
just be
or should-
crash
Shakti
landing
could
after.
take an action,
Ah,
but not you.
gotcha. Well, the weight of the bird would still be pretty powerful. But is it worth the money and the action economy?
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
But
That's a good, like, get out of jail free card.
yeah, it's pretty much I don't want to be here. Standard action. Literally a command word. No one can stop you from doing command word without like suffocating. So,
Did we get
uh,
TMOS's shit settled? I'm assuming we're gonna do the operation on him.
Yeah.
yes. During the week, you go out of the city
Gotcha.
and you do the operation.
Matt, if you wanna, you should probably put that on your buffs. Like,
Yeah,
Thing.
yeah, I already did.
oh, good.
What was it?
You must have high AC at this point, then.
Yeah, I have
29.
29.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Hey.
Because actually, Tiamos's skin now has a brass sheen to it, and if you look closely, there are scales.
Ooh.
It looks slightly more celestial-ish.
He looks more metallic, at least.
It looked like a small solar.
Yeah, actually, that is not particularly wrong.
I'm gonna have to.
I think your character is actually physically stronger than a solar when you get buffed, but the solar would still kick your ass. Don't let that get to your head.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to fight Lalara for the silver scale, I think. Unless we can somehow
Or you're
get
gonna have
two.
to do things to get more scales.
Yeah. Might have to get 2 scales from her. Which, maybe we
Get
forgive her
some
multiple
dragon
regalia. What, Matt?
We don't want to unite the regalia anywhere.
Oh, that's fair.
Like, we leave one with her, we take one to destroy with the gods, and I don't know what we do with the last one.
I mean, I don't think the gods are gonna help, but sure.
I think that was our actual only plan.
Oh, was
for
it?
getting rid
Okay.
of them. Was to literally
It's
just
been a while.
ask the gods, and hopefully our 2 angel people can, work out their family issues as well. We a nice arc.
Hey, hey, girl, can you talk with your grandpa and just get him to deal with this?
I don't like to talk about it.
Shot.
I mean, my character doesn't like to
yeah,
talk
I'm
about his
just looking
grandpa
at what you
slash
have.
great
You have a lot of general magic items currently.
Mhm.
You have a lesser meta magic rod of intensify, which is still quite good. You have a ring of sustenance. You also have a ring of arcane mastery. I forgot you actually had you can only wear 2 magical rings at once,
Mhm.
but you still have waist, feet, arms, torso, body. But your body is telling me
What? Huh. My bird go.
Yes.
No, that must be a math error because I'm going from 96,000 pounds to 1,000,000 dragon capacity.
There's a math.
There's something wrong happening there.
There's definitely a math error there.
1,000,000.
I mean, with the other buffs I want to get eventually, that seems reasonable, but
Well, to be fair, Gargantuan will expand your carrying capacity by 2 times. Multiple of 2.
oh, that might be it.
In addition to all that strength increase.
Right. I'll have to look into it tomorrow. It's a lot of
Yes,
math I gotta look at.
I know. Isn't this the best part about D&D? Just
Mhm.
math?
I love math.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's why you're here.
That's dragon capacity. That makes more sense.
Oh, yeah.
It can
okay,
pu-
you can drag a lot
It can
more.
push or pull 1,000,000 pounds.
Hey, you want to go to war with the sea? That's
But how do I hold the water?
no. You're thinking about this wrong. You grab the islands and bring them inland so that they're not flanked by the water.
Oh, you know what? Or I push mountains into the.
Because, baby, there ain't no mountain high.
Oh, I bet the Emperor would love me if I pushed a mountain into the fucking ocean.
Yeah. That's also the war on mountain, which was his next quest.
Fuck both of them at the same time.
Okay, so, dear
Flat
Shakti,
Earth.
you have no waste item?
Nope.
So you could actually get a belt of dexterity, like +2, to bring your armor class up and your reflex save up.
I
Or you could.
Mm.
Oh, or a belt of physical might and get +2 to 2 different physical abilities, like Constitution and Dexterity. And that's 10,000. Lover of a Russian queen. What the? Why does that belt exist? Oh, okay, that's actually kind of cool. Belt of the Weasel gives you +2 dex. You can move at half normal speed while prone, and you can compress yourself into very small spaces. And you can just. You don't get any penalties for being prone. It's weird. There's no fighting style or anything that actually fights while prone, but it means that you don't get bad things for being prone.
Have you ever played Tekken 3?
Yes.
It's like the scientist.
Yeah.
He, like, rolls around on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah. Fell into his arms.
Yes.
Some man of higher standing. Or if you also want an unfettered shirt, that also works because that's 10,000. And that's freedom of movement. And freedom of movement is the best. Get out of dodge. Like, if Mr. Big Bird over there grapples you, the only way you're getting out is
Freedom of
either being Tiamos and being really roided up, or freedom of
That's-
movement.
Yeah, freedom of movement.
Oh, those Russians. So,
Okay.
there's a lot of items. If you need some time to think about it, please do. But otherwise, we're approaching 10, and Snake's computer is about to change back into a pumpkin.
It's gonna what?
It's about to change back into a pumpkin.
Oh
Because
no.
it's approaching your
My pumpkin hour.
time. I understand that today's session had no fighting. They could have had fighting, but I wanted to get everyone geared up to then throw you headfirst into a new adventure.
Yeah, that's fine.
I also needed you guys to tell me what direction on the big scary map you're going. And you want to...
Well, just prepare for the Lara fucks up the teleport again side quest. Because it's possible to happen. Then
well,
we get
if you
more
guys
meat.
keep on going to places that she's never seen, there's like a 25% chance that...
Well, it's not my fault her backstory doesn't involve like a year-long phase of just going around villages. Like, what are some convenient spots to stand in? That would have been a great phase. Oh well.
Nope.
Is that why people travel to Europe? Like, is that why people get cultured? So that if they get a teleport spell, they'll...
Oh yeah, of course. I love the course.
That would actually make
of
sense in
British
this
game.
world.
Yeah, so that course, it's just a fun item.
Yeah.
It allows you to effectively go through a space that's a quarter of your size.
Does that mean if I had that, I could have gone through those little slots that, like...
Yes. Yes, that would have allowed you to go through those small spots.
Oh, what?
Okay. You guys can message me, like, privately if you want to finish up your items. But otherwise, thank you for playing with me today.
Go
Next week, hopefully with the whole team assembled, I'll be throwing you into dangerous and deadly jungles so you can speak with the stuck-up-her-ass silver dragon.
Oh, the plan is first stop is the Phoenix Queen Regalia, then the dragon. That's it.
Oh,
Oh!
She
I
might
think I
know
just-
where she might know where it is. We'll talk about that next time.
because
Oh.
I will say that if the 4 pillars dislike if the 4 pillars dislike the Phoenix Queen and part of the regalia is in a temple, she might have information about that.
That's fair.
She might even be guarding it.
Well, that'll be 2 birds with 1 stone.
Just
Or
because
a
the
dragon on the
Baelnorn
Phoenix.
didn't talk about the pact. The Baelnorn and the pact don't really know about each other. Well, of course, you've now told Kedalatrix about the Baelnorn. Do you guys have a way of contacting the Baelnorn? Are you going to warn the Baelnorn that she might have a draconic visitor?
I don't think that would do any good. Like, what's is the Belno gonna leave? Because if hiding isn't the option, then the Belnorn is gonna get jacked up anyway. Like, what's he
No,
really
just
Well,
gonna
to
do?
be
like,
fair,
have
the
a feast ready.
Baelnorn might be able to at least, yeah. you guys will find out later what happened.
Aw.
If you don't touch the situation, it's gonna keep on going.
Mhm.
And even if you touch the situation, it might keep on going. So,
Well, the Belnorn can talk to. I don't know.
but the Baelnorn doesn't know what's coming.
True.
It's not like she's like, oh man, I'm a bit worried that a giant dragon I don't really know the existence of now knows of my existence and has taken umbrage to something I've done.
Well, maybe the
But-
Baelnorn just gets lonely and calls us up. Just to chat.
Hey, girl, what you wearing?
No. Just like relaxing
Dragon
in the tub. Like, you would
scales.
not believe the day I
Dragon
had the Ents
scales.
were all.
Tiamos gets ascending. How do you keep that new shine of yours? Your skin looks so tough. Oh,
You know, just I shower.
No one else thought of it before. Local man saves village.
local
just
man causes village to
Buy
erupt into
stream.
riot. Buy stream.